And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is fielded at the goal line. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Let's go now. Let's go. Here it goes. It's that quick edge. Come, go. Go, Trey.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Complete to Washington. A big play there on the first play of the game. And even 60 yards.
So how many more years are we going to define this position as running back? I really feel like we're evolving into something else because they have to be such a hybrid, don't they? Guys who can run it, but they love to have those guys with hands like a wide receiver.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Looking to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Slam, slam, slam. 22, check, cover. 22, check, cover. 52. Ready? 52.
Throwing to start the drive. Fields. This is brought in by Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Wide, get wide. It's free.
2nd and 5. Airing this one out for Evans. He's got it with the 15. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are on the board here this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start the drive with Washington. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And now here's Switzer, the target, and he's got it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
That's the way.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, But also, when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Right back to him on first down. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch the safety crease.
To throw on second down, Fields. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. These two teams all tied after one.
On the double. 56. Check. Over. Come on, QB. Come on. Mike 56. Mike 56. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. 56.
Throwing on third and long. Fields. Open man has got it. It's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
Escape situation.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ball try. 56.
Operating from the gun. Fields. He finds his target. It's Evans. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Hey, watch the lane.
On first down, it's Gibson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go.
2nd and 13. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Law. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields. And his throw is incomplete. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, Fields. He's going to let this go for the end. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Traquan Smith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead. The extra point attempt to follow here. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? He'll look to throw. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down now, it's Gibson, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields. Open target here, Darius Slayton. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Mike 45.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And give them 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the...
And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Fields. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Intended for Darius Slayton. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A final shot before break. Fields. That's complete to his receiver, Gallup. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. You got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan showing you.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Dancing to his left. Now a short one to Gesicki. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll try to counter with Washington. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Set, ready. Pittsburgh. Watch the out. Watch the out. What? 45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. Watch the shit. Watch the shit.
Now on first down, it's Washington again. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Second and 9 now. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back of the 29. Vita Vea able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Check out three. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. 45. Mike, 45.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Yeah, this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
I'm going to run you over. Hayward. 56 to Mike, boy. 56.
Back to throw. Fields. That one caught by Gibson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside,
and he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 26, and he will score. Touchdown, Miami.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
He's not going to get me. 56.
2nd and 3. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Looking to throw. Fields. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
3 bucks, 3 bucks, 3 bucks. 56 to Mike, boys, 56. Check 56. Tighten up, tighten up.
On 1st and 10, Fields. He's going to go up top for the... And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Traquan Smith, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21 all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10. A nice start to the drive, picking up 12 yards there and a very quick first down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Now a handoff looking right. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And to give this time to the tailback. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this third quarter.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Ryan Switzer, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. And man, Charles, talk about singing something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Second and 11. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
They'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Darius Slayton, 85 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a three-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a three-point game now as they send this one away.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Going long here for Wallace. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Looking to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Back to throw here. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This is brought in by Gibson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Spike 56. Hey, watch the slant. 56. Mike.
Throwing on first down. Fields. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. To throw again. Fields. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a first and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
On first down, Fields. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it's third down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
56 to Mike.
They'll look to throw. The open man is Smith. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. That's it. 56. Mike 56.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On the ready. 52. Mike 52. Here we go. Here we go. Go, go. Motion. Trump.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Back to throw. Catch made by Slayton. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
52's the mic, boy. 52.
On 4th down, Fields. And this is caught. Touchdown. And now they're an extra point away from winning this thing in the final seconds.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. Point after, right down the middle. And that might be enough to win them the football game as they now take the lead in the final seconds. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
It's now 2nd down and 20.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Tampa Bay, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.